In this video, we'll look at how to back sweeten your wine. Here's one way to do it.
This Riesling came from a batch that was bottled without sweetener. We can add sugar, stir, and enjoy now. No problem.
Is that all there is to it? Is the video over? Not quite.
Drop the device. Get away from that keyboard. Step outside into Shred World.
What works for a single glass of wine you plan to drink right away won't work for a large batch you plan to bottle. And here's why. You can't just back sweeten and then bottle your wine without stabilizing it first. If you do, the few remaining yeast cells will start fermenting again, causing carbon dioxide bubbles. I'll talk about how to stabilize later in this video.
Those bubbles can cause unwanted fizziness in the wine, or push out the corks, or explode the bottles.
To avoid this, you can back sweeten your wine. Back sweeten means to add sweetener after fermentation is complete and the wine is dry. Dry means the wine has very little residual sugar.
Why sweeten at all? Many reds taste good without sweetness, but many whites and fruit wines taste sour due to their high acidity. Adding a small amount of sweetness to these wines reduces the perception of acidity or sourness, and adding a higher amount gives a sweet and fruity taste that many people enjoy.
Some of you are probably asking, if I like sweet wine, why back sweeten at all? Why not just stop the fermentation process at the point where the wine tastes good to me? And you can do that, but if you didn't add additional sugar at the beginning of the fermentation, you're going to end up with low alcohol percentage.
And you'll need to filter and stabilize the wine so that fermentation doesn't restart. You'll need to decide what kind of sweetener to use. Sugar or honey work well. You can also use fruit juice or non-fermentable sugars like xylitol and mannitol. We usually use simple sugar, and here's how we make it. We add a cup of sugar to a cup of warm water and stir until it dissolves. After it cools, we transfer it to a bottle. To decide how much sweetener to use, do some testing. We added 1, 2, 3, and 4 cc's to 50 cc's of wine and tasted it. To stabilize your wine before sweetening, make sure it's completely clear before you start. Draw off about 2 cups of wine into a separate container to mix into. First, add potassium meta-bisulfite to prevent browning and oxidation. If you don't have a way to calculate the exact amount needed, use 1/4 teaspoon per 6 gallons. Mix well, pour back into your wine, and wait about 12 hours. After the 12 hours, draw out another 2-cup sample. Then add potassium sorbate, which stops yeast replication. Use 1/2 teaspoon per gallon. Mix well, and then return the sample to the wine. Wait 48 hours, then add the sweetener in the proportion that you prefer. Add the sweetener to a sample and mix well. Add the sweetened sample back to the wine and stir gently. Place an airlock on the container and wait 7 to 10 days to make sure there is no additional activity. If there is none, you can bottle confidently.
Following these few steps will keep your sweetened wine from popping their corks, breaking their bottles, or developing unwanted fizziness. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like by hitting the thumbs up button down below. And while you're there, why not subscribe?